Greetings, folks. My name is Spencer Anderson. I'm a senior at UW River Falls, double majoring in finance and management, and my unique small business solution is Stock Lock Advisors. Now, I want to start out by asking two questions. One, are you or is someone you know investing for retirement? And then two, how are they protecting their investment? When you think about some of your largest assets, things that probably come to mind are your car, your house, your health, your time, etc. And the one thing, besides being extremely expensive, as I just found out buying my first car, that they have in common is that they're also protected with insurance. From here, I really ask the question, why don't we also buy insurance for our retirement accounts too? You have stats like 70% of Americans fearing market crashes or worrying about running out of money during retirement. It's one of the largest assets you'll build over your lifetime, and the US stock market alone is a $69 trillion industry. From here, I really created some key hypotheses that I looked to test during this process. My first one was that Wall Street does not focus on education. My second is that people are seeking these protective solutions. And then my third, and really where my solution came in, was that I can build my own solution to meet these needs and create my own stock insurance product. This would serve to really help people protect against large market drawdowns and really protect the hard-earned money that they've put into this process throughout their lives. I really used the business model canvas as my guide through this process, starting with the value proposition. From there, I really moved on to key customers that I'd have and the channels I'd need to use to reach them, and then really finished up looking at key partners and activities I'd be doing day to day to run this business successfully. The first factor I really wanted to test was desirability. To do this, I interviewed 40 customers, everyday people working 9 to 5 jobs, saving for retirement. My main takeaway here was that people are interested in protecting their retirement investments, but they commonly invest with a financial advisor or a work-sponsored 401k or pension and don't necessarily control the money directly. From here, I made a pivot and moved from focusing on individual customers to serving financial advisors. So I went and talked to a few. The first was William Financial, and then there were a few other ones across the United States. They encouraged me to pursue this and present my findings, and even mentioned that they knew hundreds of advisors personally who were interested in learning more about these new solutions. This really validated my first hypothesis that people are seeking protective solutions. From here, I moved on to feasibility. The first person I talked to was at Halo Investing. His name is Jack, and I like to describe him as a financial architect, really building these products behind the scenes for big banks. Once I had a general product idea, the next step was really to look at, how much does it cost to operate this business? And I realized early on from talking to a few different fintech experts and private equity firms that it's really difficult to start new products, and they told me I'd need at least $50 million in assets. This really invalidated my hypothesis, and I realized that I cannot build my own solution yet. From here, I made a pivot, and my new idea was to focus on stock insurance education for financial advisors. Why did I decide to do this? There's three main reasons. The first was that I already validated that there's strong demand from financial advisors and customers for these products. Two, there are existing products that work, but they're hard to understand and promote. And then three, which is really kind of the problem I'm looking to solve now, is that remaining hypothesis. Wall Street does not focus on education. My value proposition here changes to focus more on educating financial advisors on stock insurance without sales pressure so they can make the best decision for their clients and business. From here, I developed a minimum viable product, talked a little bit about myself, my FINRA licensing, just to make sure everyone knows I'm competent to give advice and talk about these products. Talk a little bit about why insurance on stocks is important, and then go over some key terms and resources I can connect them with. From here, I really wanted to validate my pivot, and to do this, I did a test run with my minimum viable product. Here, I went back and talked to these financial advisors, educated them on what I had found, and then really just gave them space and resources to find the best partner for them. This ended up being a complete success. The firm found a company to work with that actually helps them implement these solutions for their clients now. I like to describe it like bringing a mechanic with you to buy a used car, except it isn't about your car. It's about your financial future and protecting your most valuable asset. This really helped me complete the business model canvas, focusing on key activities and costs associated with the business. From here, I really went into my main takeaway that there's a large emotional and financial need for protection, but a lack of education, which validated that final hypothesis that Wall Street does not focus on education. From here, I came up with a few next steps, setting up an LLC, creating a website, and then continuing to network. I hope you enjoyed learning about Stock Lock and the insurance for your retirement. Thank you.